Good evening. You're watching the news tonight, your daily roundup of all that has happened across India and the world. I'm Ishan Russell, and these are the headlines that we're tracking this evening. Power Minister Piyush Goyal lists out his ministry's achievements, says plan for 24/7 affordable electricity supply will be ready by 2019. The Centre decides to promulgate ordinance to postpone NEET for state governments for 1 year. Mixed reactions greet the move. Mamata Banerjee, to be sworn in as Chief Minister of West Bengal on the 27th of May, meets all the newly elected MLAs at her residence. And the CPIM announces the name of veteran party member Pinarayi Vijayan as the new Chief Minister of Kerala. Vijayan will be the 22nd Chief Minister of the state. Our top story this evening, the NDA government will complete 2 years in power on the 26th of May. Ahead of the government's plans to celebrate the event, Power and Coal Minister Piyush Goyal today listed the achievements of his ministry. Goyal said a roadmap is ready for 24/7 affordable electricity for all by 2019. He also underlined that connections to 18,452 unelectrified villages has also been accelerated. Another achievement that he flagged was achieving the highest ever growth in coal production of 7.4 crore tons under the present dispensation.
Rededicate ourselves to taking this mission of 24/7 affordable power in an environment-friendly way to every citizen of this country, to every industry, to every office, ensure adequate power to every farmer in this country. While the original target was 2022, we have all committed ourselves to achieve this vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi by 2019.
The Centre today decided to promulgate an ordinance to postpone the Common Medical Entrance Examination NEET by 1 year. The exam is applicable for those applying for central government and private medical colleges. Meanwhile, the decision evoked mixed reactions in various quarters. Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal wrote to Prime Minister Modi urging him to drop the move. He claimed that parents and students welcomed NEET as it discouraged those seeking admission through donations.
The government on Friday approved an ordinance to keep state boards out of the Uniform Medical Entrance Examination NEET or NEET for 1 academic year.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हमारे मंतव्य में कोई अंतर नहीं है। हमने ही आग्रह किया, उनका फैसला आया है, हम उस पर अग्रसर हैं। जो कुछ ऑपरेशनल पॉइंट्स हैं उनके बारे में हम कैसे उसको एड्रेस कर सकें, इसकी हम चिंता कर रहे हैं।
The executive order partially overturns the Supreme Court verdict that said all government colleges, deemed universities and private medical colleges will be covered under NEET. There were mixed reactions to the move.
Very happy that the Central Cabinet, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, has taken a decision to promulgate ordinance to postpone the NEET exam by 1 year.
बहुत ही दुखद है सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर को इस तरह से रोकना। तरह तरह के आरोप हैं कि मेडिकल एजुकेशन को बिल्कुल बेचा जा रहा है और यहाँ तक भी कहा जाता है कि 20,000 करोड़ रुपए एडमिशन में खर्च होते हैं हर साल और लाखों रुपए कहते हैं एडमिशन में लिए जाते हैं। तो ये तो बिजनेस को प्रमोशन दे रहे हैं।
Ordinance is, in my opinion, is against the interest of the medical education. It is against the interest of a student. It is against the interest of country, and it is also against the law of the land. That is the order passed by the Honorable Supreme Court. Completely U-turn has been taken. Its statements have also come out in support of the NEET by Honorable Minister of Health, and suddenly U-turn has been taken in the name or I will say in the pretext of the interest of a student.
Nearly 6.5 lakh students have already sat for the first phase of NEET held on 1st of May. The next phase of the exam is scheduled for 24th of July. But once the ordinance is issued, students of state government boards will not have to sit for NEET on 24th of July. The government, however, clarified that all students will have to become part of the uniform entrance exam for the next academic session.
National eligibility and entrance test, NEET, which was espoused by the Congress government in 2010 and has been a subject matter of litigation till Supreme Court decided it, is being sought to be deferred by way of ordinance. Who is Modi government serving? Are they serving the interest of private medical colleges who hold 100 examinations across India for which students spend crores of rupees?
Many state governments flagged the problems of related to language and syllabus for students at a recent health ministers conference. They claimed that students affiliated to state boards were finding it tough to appear for the uniform test so soon. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, addressing the 14th investiture ceremony of our paramilitary border security force in New Delhi, Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh today said the number of infiltration bids by militants had reduced by half in the sensitive Kashmir region. He also credited soldiers guarding the borders for the feat. The Home Minister said the cabinet will soon take a decision on the issue of allowing a special risk allowance for troops of paramilitary forces serving in areas dominated by left-wing extremism.
आज मैं कह सकता हूं कि घुसपैठ की, इन्फिल्ट्रेशन की जो घटनाएं पहले कुछ अधिक संख्या में होती थी, आज लगभग 50% की उनमें कमी आ गई है। कुछ लोगों की बुरी नजर भी लग सकती है, लगती है। कुछ पड़ोसी भी हो सकते हैं जिनकी कि हमारा यह विकास, हमारी यह प्रगति उन्हें रास नहीं आती होगी। इसे रोकने के लिए वह तरह तरह की नापाक हरकतें करते हैं, करते रहेंगे।
Now, after a big win in the northeastern state of Assam, BJP's chief ministerial candidate Sarbananda Sonowal will take oath on the 24th of May. The swearing-in will be held in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Khanapara field in Guwahati. Sonowal also met his party's newly elected MLAs in Guwahati. The BJP fought the Assam elections, forming alliances with Ahom Gana Parishad and Bodo People's Front. Leading the alliance, the BJP won 60 seats on its own in the 126-member House. Its ally AGP won 14, while the BPF bagged 12 seats.
24 तारीख को शपथ ग्रहण समारोह होगा। स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री उपस्थित रहेंगे और भी अनेक राष्ट्रीय और देश के अनेक राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्री वगैरह शपथ ग्रहण में आने वाले हैं। एक अच्छी शासन असम को जरूरत थी। जनता ने बहुत दिल खोलकर मैंडेट देकर भाजपा लेड अलायंस को यह मैंडेट दिया है, सरकार बनाने का एक संकल्प दिया है।
Now, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee today met her party's newly elected MLAs at her residence in Kolkata. Mamata was also elected as the party legislature chief and will take oath as Chief Minister on the 27th of May. Mamata led her party to a landslide victory of 210 seats in a House of 294, 15 seats more than what the TMC won in 2011. The Trinamool Congress got a whopping close to 45% vote share in the elections. The extent of a victory also suggested that the recent corruption scandal allegations and the flyover tragedy in Kolkata during the elections had no impact. The TMC took all 11 seats in Kolkata, including Jorasanko, the constituency where the flyover collapsed.
Well, Mamata Banerjee will take over as Chief Minister. She will set the further agenda. Current agenda is development, development, development. People have voted for development. This is a history that has never been seen before since 1956.
For more than 34 years, there was no government in the state of West Bengal and there was no development. But Mamata Banerjee, in her short tenure of the first term, for nearly 4.5 years, has developed Bengal into resurgent state. And we are expecting this to become one of the leading states of the country. And the people have realized it because they have themselves realized the development in their lives, the law and order restoration, the peace process. And they have blessed us. The whole credit goes to the people of Bengal.
After creating history by winning the assembly elections for the second term in a row in Tamil Nadu, Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha took out a victory march in Chennai. Jayalalitha garlanded MGR's statue and thanked supporters. The AIADMK Legislative Party also met in Chennai and elected Amma as their legislative party leader. Jayalalitha is also scheduled to meet her newly elected MLAs. In yesterday's result, the AIADMK backed 134 seats out of the 232 assembly constituencies. While the DMK had won 89 seats, the Congress bagged 8 and the IUML got only 1 seat. Jayalalitha will be sworn in as Chief Minister for the 6th time. The opposition's attempt to target her as being inaccessible and authoritarian failed to dent her image in the wake of a multitude of welfare schemes like the Amma Canteen, Amma Water and Amma Pharmacies, amongst others. Now, the CPIM today officially announced the name of its veteran leader and Politburo member Pinarayi Vijayan as the new Chief Minister of Kerala, sidelining former Chief Minister V.S. Achyutanandan. The decision to nominate 72-year-old Vijayan was taken at the Kerala CPIM office in Thiruvananthapuram. The CPIM Secretariat and the party's Kerala committee met on Friday in the presence of General Secretary Sitaram Yechury to decide the chief ministerial candidate. Vijayan is the only Politburo member who was elected to the assembly this time. He'll be the 22nd Chief Minister of Kerala. The 92-year-old former Chief Minister of Kerala, V.S. Achyutanandan, was hoping for a second term, but the party instead chose Vijayan. Meanwhile, Kerala Chief Minister Oomen Chandy also resigned from the post after the defeat of the Congress-led UDF in the assembly elections. Chandy submitted his resignation to Governor P. Sathashivam. The UDF only got 47 seats against 91 won by its rival, the LDF.
We have come to the decision today in the meeting unanimously that Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan will be proposed as the leader of the LDF legislature party. And as far as Comrade V.S. is concerned, we would like to say that as the veteran leader, the only parallel I can draw in the international communist movement is that Comrade V.S. is like Fidel Castro for Kerala, like Fidel is for Cuba today, advising, guiding and inspiring. Comrade V.S. will continue to play that role.
I wish all the success for the new government, and from the opposition side, from the UDF side, we will give all practical help to the new government for the welfare of the development of the state.
Now, a day after his remarks created a flutter, senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh today clarified that what he meant by talking about the need for surgery in the Congress. Digvijay Singh said that the surgeons are Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and they should take action to set matters right in the party. Other party leaders also said that wherever there are shortcomings in the party, they should go into it and remove them. Party spokesperson P.C. Chako said the party had given freedom to state units to decide on poll strategies. He also said not one individual but everyone is accountable and responsible for victory or defeat.
क्या कैंपेन स्ट्रैटेजी होना चाहिए, क्या मीडिया स्ट्रैटेजी होना चाहिए, किस तरह से हमको स्टेट में नई लीडरशिप तैयार करना चाहिए, जो मिडिल क्लास एस्पिरेशंस बदल गए हैं उनके बारे में क्या चर्चा होना चाहिए, कैसे उनके लिए कार्यक्रम बनना चाहिए, क्या नीति बनना चाहिए, सारी चीज़ें उसके अंदर शामिल हैं। तो मेरा जो मेजर सर्जरी का आशय है वो यही है कि उस पर अब निर्णय और अमल होना चाहिए।
Any opinion about the party's functioning and the revamping and other things, is better this opinion come in the party's working committee.
But Congress rivals and former Congress rebels who have now joined hands with the BJP trains their guns on Rahul Gandhi and said no surgery can save the Congress. They claimed that the party was afflicted with the cancer of corruption.
जब कोई सर्जरी के लायक ना बचे, उसका पोस्टमार्टम होना चाहिए। अब सर्जरी की स्थिति भी नहीं बची है, कोई सर्जरी भी अब कांग्रेस को नहीं बचा सकती है। जब गैंग्रीन हो जाती है तो सर्जरी भी नहीं बचा सकती है।
Time for us to take a short break. That's lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
The extra heat which was put in this earth system, 93% of that heat is stored in the oceans. If we can figure out how we can extract fresh water from the ocean, a lot of our drinking water problems will get solved.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Satish C. Shenoy, Director, National Institute of Ocean Technology, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. You're watching the news tonight. Let's now take a look at some other national news stories in nationwide. The NIA arrested an Indian Mujahideen terrorist, Abdul Wahid Siribapa, at the Indira Gandhi International Airport today. He is wanted in a case pertaining to an IM conspiracy to attack various places in India. Siribapa was arrested after his arrival from Dubai, and he allegedly recruited people to carry out terror activities in India. After the murders of two journalists last week, another journalist in Nalanda district in Bihar reportedly received a threat. Rajesh Singh, who works for the daily Dainik Jagran, alleged that he was threatened by four men who asked him about a piece he had written during the Panchayat elections. The men warned him, asking whether that he had not learnt a lesson from the murder of Rajdev Ranjan. He has lodged an FIR at the Lahiri police station. A footwear factory in Delhi's Narela area was gutted after a major fire broke out in the early hours today. At least 20 fire tenders reached the spot trying to control the fire. It took 4 hours to douse the blaze. The cause of the fire has still not been ascertained. The CBSE will declare the results of Class 12 tomorrow noon. The board will announce results for all its regions at 12 noon, and candidates will be able to access it on Board 3 websites. The CBSE exams began on the 1st of March and concluded on the 22nd of April. This year, a total of 10,67,000 candidates registered for the Class 12 exam. Now, in the wake of the advancing cyclone Roanu, the Weather Department issued a warning of heavy rains along coastal Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. However, present weather conditions and cloud configurations indicate that the cyclonic system may not gather as much of strength as it was initially indicating.
Heavy rains lashed parts of Odisha and coastal Andhra Pradesh for the second day on Friday, as cyclone Roanu in west central Bay of Bengal moved further northeastwards, retaining its strength as a cyclonic storm. Moving at a fast pace of 25 km per hour, Roanu is likely to move further northeastwards along and off Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast and intensify into a severe cyclonic storm by Friday night. The cyclone is expected to make landfall over Bangladesh between evening of 21st of May and early morning of May 22nd. The Met Department has issued an alert in at least 12 districts in the coastal, southern and northern regions where heavy to very heavy rainfall is predicted in parts of coastal and central Odisha. 10 teams of the State Disaster Rapid Action Force and fire service personnel have been kept ready. While fishermen were warned against moving into the sea, tourists were also sent away from the seashores in Puri.
छाते का कुछ असर नहीं हो रहा है और ऊपर से आपका कुछ साइक्लोन आ रहा है यहाँ पर, उससे वजह से थोड़ा सा डर लग रहा है।
नहाने के लिए तो मैं जा रहा हूँ, तो सब हम ब्रिज पे मना कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, अभी बहुत ज्यादा अलर्ट है, भारी पानी हो रहा है।
An alert was sounded in coastal Andhra Pradesh where heavy to very heavy rainfall was predicted during the next 24 hours. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu directed officials to open relief camps and evacuate people from vulnerable areas. National and state disaster response teams have also been deployed to deal with any emergencies.
Today morning, at about a distance of 60 kilometers southeast of Visakhapatnam, it is moving in northeasterly direction. It will, under its influence, strong winds of already 100 km/h is likely along north coastal Andhra Pradesh. Heavy rainfall is also likely along the north coastal Andhra Pradesh.
Meanwhile, India rushed 2 naval ships with relief material to Sri Lanka, which has been severely hit by the tropical cyclone Roanu. 43 people have been killed and 133 still missing after massive landslides and floods ravaged the island country. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And there seems to be no respite from the prevailing heat wave conditions in north and central India. According to the Met Department, the severe heat wave conditions will gradually abate only from next week. Several parts of Rajasthan, Saurashtra, Kutch and Gujarat, along with parts of Madhya Pradesh, continue to reel under severe heat wave conditions for the second day on Friday after the Met Department raised a red alert over the current conditions. Meanwhile, Pahlori in Jodhpur district recorded 51 degrees Celsius on Thursday. It's the highest temperature ever recorded in the country. Ahmedabad also shattered a century-old record as the maximum temperature touched 48 degrees Celsius on Thursday. Now, India today dismissed China's argument that it needs to sign the NPT, that's the Non-Proliferation Treaty, to become a member of the elite group of the nuclear suppliers group. India argued that France was also included in the NSG without signing the NPT. China has opposed India's bid for an NSG membership on the ground that India has not signed the NPT. Membership would bring India into the nuclear fold, 41 years after it tested its first nuclear bomb. Recently, the US had also said that India met missile technology control regime requirements and was ready for NSG membership.
Even the NPT allows civil nuclear cooperation with non-NPT countries. If there is a connection, it is between the NSG and IAEA safeguards and with export controls. NSG members have to respect safeguards and export controls. Nuclear supplies have to be in accordance with the NSG guidelines. The NSG, as you know, is an ad hoc export control regime, and France, which was not an NPT member for some time, was a member of the NSG since it respected NSG's objectives.
An anti-terrorism court in Pakistan today ruled that Lashkar-e-Taiba commander Zakir Rahman Lakhvi and 6 others will be individually charged for abetment to murder for each of the 166 people who died in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. While India has said that frequent adjournments by Pakistani court have ensured that the case against Lakhvi does not progress, Pakistani officials have blamed India for refusing to stand over witnesses. The Pakistani Foreign Ministry had written to India 3 months ago asking it to send all 24 Indian witnesses to Pakistan. The hopes of finding survivors trapped under mud due to landslides in Sri Lanka are fading fast. Rescue operations resumed on Friday intermittently as continuous rains threatened with more landslides. Rescuers recovered 30 more bodies on Friday morning, taking the death toll to over 60. Authorities say there are a few chances of anyone being found alive and the toll is only likely to increase. Hundreds of people are feared trapped under mud after week-long rains unleashed deadly landslides at several places. Days of torrential rains had forced 300,000 people out of their homes. Meanwhile, India sent naval ships to Colombo with relief material and assured the neighbor country of all help in dealing with the devastation. The debris of the Egyptian flight that went missing on Thursday has been found. The Egyptian military claimed it was found along with some passengers' belongings off the coast of Alexandria today. The search for the black box has now been intensified. The flight was en route from Paris to Cairo with 66 people on board when it crashed. Investigation about its disappearance is still on.
Hours after the Egyptian airline flight MS-804 went off the radar, the Egyptian military says the debris and the passenger belongings from the missing plane have been found off the coast of Alexandria in the Mediterranean Sea. The search for the black box has now intensified.
أعلنت القوات المسلحة المصرية في أحدث بيان لها وصل إلينا منذ لحظات أنه في إطار الجهود المبذولة من عناصر البحث والإنقاذ للقوات المسلحة في البحث عن الطائرة المفقودة منذ الأمس تمكنت الطائرات الحربية والقطع البحرية المصرية المشاركة صباح اليوم.
When it lost contact, it was at the entering to the Egyptian airspace. What we have identified so far, together with the Greek side, that it was 280 kilometers from the coast of Egypt.
A massive search operation was launched after the plane disappeared on Thursday without a distress signal from its crew. Greek, Egyptian, French and UK military units have joined the search operation. Egypt has not ruled out a terrorist angle, saying the attack was a more likely scenario than a technical failure. Both France and Egypt are investigating together the mystery of the plane disappearance.
Les hypothèses sont examinées, mais aucune n'est privilégiée, car nous n'avons absolument aucune indication sur les causes. D'ailleurs, nous recherchons des débris de l'avion. Vous avez vu que la France contribue avec l'Égypte, la Grèce et puis d'autres pays. Un avion est déjà sur place, un autre va venir.
Meanwhile, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has expressed his utmost sadness and regret at the crash. The new development has left the relatives of the passengers anxious.
مش اي حد اي معلومه خالص والله ما في اي حد معلومه خالص يعني مش اي معلومه حصلت ما حدش عنده معلومه هي دي الفكره
احنا عرفنا دلوقتي من الاذاعه يعني ان هي يعني وجدوا الحطام يعني لقوا الحطام بتاع الطياره في ناحيه اليونان كده فربنا يعني عقبال ما يلاقوا حد كده يعني نقدر حتى نصلي عليهم ولا حاجه.
The flight, which was en route from Paris to Cairo, disappeared from the radar on Thursday morning over the Mediterranean Sea with 66 people on board. The tragedy raised fears of a repeat of the bombing of a Russian passenger jet over Egypt last October that killed 224 people. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Some other international news now on Global Buzz. The World Health Organization on Friday confirmed the Zika virus has been circulating in Africa for the first time after being sequenced from a sample in Cape Verde. WHO said the test showed the virus was of the same strain as the one blamed for birth abnormalities in Brazil. Taiwan's new president, Tsai Ing-wen, urged China to drop the baggage of history in an otherwise conciliatory inauguration speech. Tsai's Democratic Progressive Party, which has traditionally favored independence, won parliamentary and presidential elections with a huge majority, giving Taiwan its first woman president. Beijing demanded an end to US surveillance near China on Thursday after two of its fighter jets carried out reconnaissance over the South China Sea. The incident took place in international airspace on Tuesday and is likely to increase tension in and around the contested waterway, as Pentagon alleged that this was an unsafe intercept of United States military aircraft. Libyan officials detained over 100 migrants from different African nationalities who were preparing to make their way to Europe. One of the detainees said they wanted to go to Europe to get good basic amenities. Well, that's the news tonight. Good night.